Okay, now for the 1100s match. It's ya boy DPSI versus Chu Feng something 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 I. Okay, so this guy had only one loss going into it. And I think he got salty that he lost to somebody with such a low rating. Um, and I think he might have carried the game on a few turns longer than was necessary, but it's all right. I don't fault him for that. So we can talk about me for a second. I've got like almost 200 games in league versus Chufeng, who has who was 35-1 at the time. Yeah, solid player. Okay, so it was me as Cole. I like Cole because he doesn't get a lot of love, but he's pretty cool. And then it's versus Jake, who gets a lot of love. Kind of, I don't know. Cole versus Jake. Cole is usually the underdog, and when he wins, everybody claps their hands. Okay, so here we go. This map, there's a secret strategy that I stole from Momo, aka X123, and I employ it here to great effect. So let's find out what that secret strategy is. First step, build infantry. Second step, capture city. Third step, actually capture the city. So that is the strategy. What you do is you raise your income just enough so that you get that juicy 800 on or 8,000 on 2 base, which means you get a tank one turn earlier. So what do I do with that early tank? Here's the tank right here. I go all the way down to the center and ruin his day. Okay, so in 2 turns, this tank can reach this square. And basically, it sort of shuts Teal off from capturing these 3 properties. I also do something kind of weird here where like my infantry goes way forward. So it captured here, it moved here, and instead of capturing this nearby property, I think, okay, well, there's a capture chain of 2 right here. Why don't I go for that? But at the same time, what if I go here and then I threaten HQ cap, so he's forced to respond to that? And I have a tank too, so like he has to like change his game plan slightly, and it doesn't alter my game plan that much. So let's sort of go by the step by step. Okay, so here's the response tank. So where did I move my tank? Okay, I moved it here. So the thing is, like with this super early tank thing, he kind of responds calmly with his own tank here. Um, and then another immediate tank to follow that up. And then he also has money for a tank over here. Luckily, I have exactly the amount of money to do tank, tank, infantry. So that's what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So really, I guess now that I look back on it, I think the same thing would have happened if I would have not gone for this infantry skip. I don't know. I'll have to look into this more, but like I had a dead turn with this tank just sitting here doing nothing. So actually, I think spamming tanks out of here while going for base first could work. Yeah, so I actually it was mistaken about something, I think. But anyway, so base skip or infantry build aside, um, things go as normal. I build my 2 tanks. So this kind of looks crazy, doing like a tank suicide uh, to delay a capture by a turn. But actually, this infantry is normally responsible for this property, and sometimes this property. So it's like this is like an important capture chain that I'm delaying. And every turn that I delay it by, it's more and more property. It's more and more money that he doesn't get. So I kind of go all in on this strat and just spam tanks out of this corner, and then just continually like have fights in this area where he's supposed to be getting all this money, and in doing so, I'm denying him money. Okay, so actually, Chu Feng decides to build his next tank out of this base, which kind of seems like a mistake. I think this tank needs to go over to the right because my tank spam over here is just going to be too powerful. Because you'll see here, I hit with my 5 HP tank, and then I take it out. So basically, I'm down 8 HP tank and 5, and I'm down 8 tank HP, but I've gained 5 infantry HP and a full tank. So that's where it is in the exchange, and I have more tanks backing up this attack than he does. So basically, I'm going to win this exchange in his honeypot, and I'm going to delay his capture of these important cities for a very long time. So that's kind of the main advantage that allows me to come ahead. I mean, like this tank is rotating over. It's like it's taken a slow way over, whereas like there were faster ways for this tank to get there. I think it could have been built from here. I'm not sure. So here, basically, with these builds, I say that I'm going to stop the exchange as we know it now. Mech is going to get here eventually, and it'll provide some good support when it does. But this is like I yield the exchange. Like you can finish the exchange in your under your terms. I'll give up tempo first. At least I think, unless I go in and kill this 7 HP tank, which I might. Okay, so actually I spot something here where assuming these 2 infantry cannot kill my 2 HP tank, which they might. It may have been something that he missed, and one of them is hitting from planes, so it's a little extra powerful. So assuming these 2 infantry can't kill this tank, then that means this tank cannot attack my full HP tank from a city, from his own city, and more importantly. So it kind of resolves the exchange in my favor. All the while, I'm like harassing more infantry with my tanks. So this is just like bread and butter tank spam that happens to go my way. Okay, so actually it does kill, but that's only like a -2 tank differential on my side. So at this point is where the game is more familiar to me and how I remember it. So let's take a deep breath here. Um, so the tank exchange is finished. It's the beginning of my turn, and I'm up 3 cities. and I'm like 1 unit behind in unit count. Sorry. So let's see what I decide to do here. So I join tanks to get another powerful tank. My mech is in range of this important square. I take a free pot shot here. I kill an infantry. Build a couple of artilleries and a B-copter. Maximize my money. So right now, kind of even on unit count. Oh yeah, to talk about unit value too. I'm a little bit ahead in unit value. In particular, I'm up by 17k, which is about what his income is. So I'm like half a turn ahead in unit value, even on unit count. And 4k ahead in income on standard, which is moderately substantial. So he goes for an attack here in the center with the artillery backing it up, kills another infantry. Kind of goes for like a flat line type deal. But he doesn't account for Coal Forced March. Yay. So I get an infantry kill out of the forced march. I start capturing a comm tower due to the forced march. I start capturing a city due to the forced march that belongs to my opponent. I capture another city that originally belongs to my opponent. Do a couple of kill another infantry. Kill another infantry. Get a big shot on a tank that wasn't available earlier. Well, I guess the forced march allowed the hit on the tank. Another free pot shot. This one's kind of risky. You're going for a pot shot on infantry, and you're going to eat an arty and a tank hit. But I guess that was there, so I don't take tank. So I don't get two shot by this tank and this tank onto this guy alone. And then one of these infantry. Actually, it was safe anyways. But yeah, this little trio of captures here is like a pretty important consequence. And the firepower bonus for +1 CO power out from road is actually like pretty decent. So you see Chu Feng kind of ignore my mech here, which I think turns out to be a mistake because the mech ends up doing some pretty significant damage next turn, as you can see. Like the infantry interrupting, well, attacking the mech is an option maybe. Chu Feng also hangs on to Super CO power, but unfortunately, I just think I have too much damage that's about to happen. To take account of what's going on, I'm up 3k. I'm about to be up a lot more. Unit counts even. Unit value is in my favor. So yeah, here I just kind of pull him apart a little bit. Just take advantage of the fact that most of his tanks are damaged or destroyed. And then I just rush in with a bunch of my own tanks and then take advantage. So this is like getting close to resign territory. But it's cool to play it out. So he traps the tank. I do another power here. Allows me to get that hit. Yeah, and things are going my way. He does an attack, kind of. I kill him. He kind of retreats into his own territory. I get more in market cities. I build a stealth. I go for an HQ capture that kind of forces some response, but isn't really game winning. So then I retreat with everything else. I kind of make a blunder here. Like, I didn't notice the block rock reaches my my medium tank, so it takes some huge damage, but it's fine because I'm so far ahead. And then he resigns here. So yeah, GG. Yeah, the main thing with that, I wanted to show off that city capture thing, but actually now that I looked at it more carefully, like it eked out a tank early. Well, let me actually make sure that he didn't. Okay, so he actually goes for okay. So it actually does have some significance, capturing early for the tank, because it interrupts the city cap if Teal decides to capture this way first. Instead, Teal decided to capture her airport direction first. But like a counter for the capture base earliest tank hit here. A counter for that is to go here first. But it turns out that so yeah, actually you could probably react and then do the correct opening based on what it's supposed to be. So if you're me this turn, you should see, okay, they are capturing airport first. If I want to do the aggressive tank opening, I can delay it. I can delay the tank a turn and I'll be fine. So it's okay to go towards the neutral base and capture it, because my first tank, if I build it here, is gonna interrupt this it's gonna interrupt this building anyways, this particular cap anyways. So yeah, okay, cool. So I hope we all learned something from this one. I'll see you guys in the next one.